Fox was just announced that WNBA TV ratings are down more than 50% since Caitlin Clark's injury. And it was also reported that the Indiana Fever television viewership is also down over 53%. Now, I know a lot of us were expecting some sort of dip since Caitlin Clark has been out with injury, but I don't think all of us were expecting the entire viewership of.
You would think by now the WNBA would have learned to protect the only person keeping them relevant, but no, they didn't. And now here we are, staring at a TV ratings chart that looks less like professional basketball and more like the aftermath of a stock market crash. More than 50% of viewership gone since Caitlin Clark went down with injury. Over 53% of Indiana Fever's television audience vanished. Entire playoff broadcasts have collapsed faster than your phone battery when you forgot the charger at home. And the craziest part? Everyone saw a dip coming, but nobody thought it would be this catastrophic. This isn't just a stumble. This is a full-on faceplant into an empty arena.
Chance that the WNBA, that Cathy Engelbert saw some of the ratings that I'm about to show you now and said, hey, Indiana Fever, can you do us a favor? Can you do us a solid? Can you just tease a Caitlin Clark return, kind of boost these up a little bit? Can you just dangle a Caitlin Clark return in front of the fans' faces, try to boost these ratings up a little bit? There was one matchup that this league can consistently rely on to produce,
where even the popcorn guy has called it a night. And let's be real here. This was supposed to be the WNBA's breakout season, the year where the league finally marched into the spotlight, demanding to be taken seriously. Instead, the moment Caitlin Clark sat down, the whole league became like Netflix without Wi-Fi. Technically it exists, but good luck trying to enjoy it. The league hyped up growth, record sales, breakthrough moments, but the second Clark left the floor, all that momentum evaporated faster than beer at a tailgate. It's as if the entire season was built on a single Jenga block and someone just yanked it out. Now, some fans will say, oh, come on, you're exaggerating. The league is bigger than one player. Really? Then explain why playoff ratings are down over 50% the instant Clark is sidelined. Explain why the Indiana Fever, the only team casual fans even cared to watch, lost more than half their viewership without her. This isn't coincidence. This is consequence. When you market one player as your savior, but refuse to protect her health on the court, you're basically lighting your own league on fire. And let's talk about protection, because they're refereeing this season. Absolute comedy. These officials look like they were hired out of a food court in between Cinnabon orders. One night, Clark gets shoved into the scorer's table like she's auditioning for WWE and it's play on. The next night, a player sneezes too aggressively and gets tossed out like they brought a grenade. The inconsistency is so wild, you half expect the refs to pull decisions out of a magic 8-ball. Shake it once, no foul. Shake it again. Flagrant 2, get out. It's clown-level chaos, and everyone knows it, but here's the thing, Clark isn't the only one getting battered. The injury list this season looks more like Santa's Christmas Eve checklist. Star after star goes down, and the commissioner sits there smiling into a camera like the captain of the Titanic bragging about the new underwater view. Angel Reese literally quit midseason. In any other league, that would be shocking news. In the WNBA, it felt more like a Yelp review. Would not recommend, I'm out. And then you've got the marketing spin. Oh, the spin. Every night, social media blasts out. Another exciting night of WNBA action. Exciting where? In another dimension? Because on Earth, fans are replying with tumbleweed memes and screenshots of empty seats. Some games have ticket sales that look like a clearance rack at a department store shutting down. We're talking buy one get 3 free territory. And while ESPN keeps pretending they care, even they couldn't hide the fact that all-star ratings fell over 40% this year. That's not growth, that's decay. Now here's where it gets spicy. You think the league hasn't noticed? You think Cathy Engelbert didn't see those numbers and immediately pick up the phone to Indiana? Hey Fever, do us a favor. Tease a Clark return. Dangle it in front of fans like a shiny object. We need something, anything, to stop this freefall. And honestly, can you blame her? When your entire season is collapsing like a Jenga tower, sometimes desperation looks like strategy. But let's pause here and really imagine it. What if Clark had been healthy for Team USA at the Olympics? How massive would those ratings have been? Instead, what we got was a half-hearted broadcast pulling numbers that could barely fill a high school gym. Without Clark, Team USA viewership looked like the attendance at your cousin's backyard barbecue. And that's the tragedy. She had people actually tuning in, actually caring, actually talking about women's basketball. For a moment, it felt like a cultural shift. Then she got hurt and the whole thing flatlined. And still, the commissioner acts like everything is fine. She gets in front of cameras, polished speech ready, saying the league is building momentum. Lady, calling this momentum is like calling a house fire a new lighting system. You're not building, you're burning. Fans aren't stupid. They see stars being treated like disposable crash test dummies. They see refs officiating like they're picking lottery numbers. They see leadership pretending everything's great while arenas echo like haunted houses. And you wonder why they're tuning out. Meanwhile, the players who are still healthy are out there fighting tooth and nail, giving everything they have, only to be rewarded with injuries, botched officiating, and a league office that acts like their safety is optional. It's insulting.
It's exhausting.
And it's killing any shot the league had at sustaining the Clark-boosted momentum. Because, newsflash, it's not racist, sexist, or anti-progress to say it. The WNBA without Caitlin Clark is unwatchable. Fans know it, critics know it, and deep down, the league knows it too. Now here's the kicker. Even diehard fans are starting to snap. These are people who bought tickets, jerseys, subscriptions, the whole 9 yards, and what did they get in return? Chaos, injuries, empty arenas, and refereeing that makes intramural high school ball look professional. They're out there on social media, venting, "Protect Caitlin Clark." Where's the leadership? Why are refs this bad? Why am I paying NBA prices for YMCA basketball? You can practically feel the collective eye roll every time the league tweets about another record night. The comment section is now the funniest show in sports, and it's not just about Clark. This is about leadership or the lack of it. Because in the NFL, if you so much as breathe on Patrick Mahomes, referees throw a flag before you even make contact. Quarterbacks are treated like rare artifacts. In the WNBA, Clark gets body checked into the scorer's table, and the refs shrug like, well, this is basketball. No, it's negligence. And that negligence is costing the league everything. Here's where we're at. Ratings, tanked. Ticket sales, laughable. Stars, injured or gone. Commissioner, in denial. Fans, furious. And the season? Barely clinging to life. The WNBA told us this would be the year of growth. Instead, it's become the year of collapse. You can spin it, sugarcoat it, bury it in PR jargon, but the truth is simple. Without Caitlin Clark, the WNBA is a mess. Now, maybe next year things change. Maybe refs learn what a foul is. Maybe leadership decides to actually prioritize player health. Maybe Clark survives a full season without being treated like a tackling dummy. If that happens, this league can thrive. But if not, if leadership keeps pretending everything is fine while the product burns, then this season won't just be remembered as a flop. It'll be remembered as the year the WNBA had everything it ever wanted, the hype, the eyes, the momentum, and lost it all because they couldn't protect the one star who gave them a shot. And that's the real tragedy here. Not that fans didn't care, but that the league didn't. And unless they figure it out fast, fans aren't coming back. They'll be watching anything else, even pickleball highlights. Because at least in pickleball, the refs know what game they're watching. If you're listening, WNBA leadership, here's the reality check. Protect your stars or lose your league. It's that simple. And to the fans still hanging on through this chaos, keep your eyes open. Because one way or another, next season is either going to be the comeback of the decade or the slow-motion funeral of a league that couldn't save itself.